Hello dear learners, this is Dr. Sedubudi from SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science with Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. So in this video, we are going to see what Java Swing is actually. See, actually Java Swing is like blueprint for making GUI-based application using Java functionalities. It is an interactive graphical interface comes under core Java. So in this video is basically for undergraduate students. Things we are going to discuss is like what Java GUI programming in relevant to Java Swing, Swing architecture, how it works, and components of Swing like Java Swing, labels, buttons, and so on, and how label and buttons are handled using Swing coding, and finally some real-time examples. This is actually Java Swing Graphical User Interface Toolkit. Dear learners, here the first thing in Java Swing we need to understand is like it is a platform independent. Dear learners, Java is always platform independent. So likewise, Java Swing also platform independent. Once you create the application using Java Swing, you can deploy, you can use everywhere. And the second thing is, it's a lightweight component, very faster, and any type of user can control this kind of Java Swing based applications. And it is based on MVC architecture. Dear learners, it is a model, visual and logic control architectures. That's why it is called MVC in short, and it is highly customizable. It's like plug and play application. And coming to advantages, basically Java is advantage as far as concerned with it is portable, flexible, rich component as well as event handling support. So Java Swing also support all these four capabilities comes under Java core Java. And coming to Swing architecture, it is actually built on AWT. You know, it has a component and it has a container. Container controls the each and every component comes under container, and there is a Java component. Java component takes or inherits the properties and methods from container class as well as component class. Finally, there are Swing components. So altogether, it works like a basic abstract window toolkit development application, which is graphical application development idea. There are top level containers comes under Java Swing. First one is JFrame, the Java dialog, Java applet, and Java window. All these four has its own unique applications. Like JFrame is nothing but the main application window, which includes the title bar, status bar, and horizontal bars. And Java dialog is pop-on dialog box, which temporarily appears on each window. And the Java applet is an applet based graphical interface user interaction applications comes inside the Java frame. And Java window is the actually bone, works like a bone of each and every window. Dear learners, here you can see the basic Swing application inside a main Java function. Java JFrame F equal to new JFrame, which creates a Java frame under Java Swing interface application, and the line f dot set size denotes the height and width of the frame which Java Swing going to create, and the set visible equal visible true option enables the output window to be viewed directly after executing the set of code. And then coming to the type of interfaces comes under Java Swing. So basically these are all the Java Swing components. There is a JLabel which actually just displays the text or text content. Here you are not supposed to do any action based on these labels, and there is a Java checkbox. So checkbox application is most common and familiar. You can enable or disable the checkboxes whether to active or inactive like that. And there is a JButton component which is acts like button, pure button functionality. You can click the button or you can double click the button. And there is a radio button component. Radio button, either you can on or switch off like that. And there is a Java text field. Text field works like an input box. And there is a Java table. It is a grid. It works like a grid. If you want to display certain content in a tabular format, in an aligned format, you can use JTable. And there is a JTextArea. If you want to give multi-line text content, you can use the Java text area. So here from the right side, you can see real-time coding example how Java button and Java text field is created. And for your understanding how the Java Swing layout manager works, here is flow layout. Here there are 4 boxes aligned in a horizontal manner, a sequential manner, and there is a border layout. So how top, bottom, right and left border should be looks like, this can be arranged here in using the border layout. And here is the grid layout. The grid layout is nothing but tabular format alignment. And coming to event handling in Java Swing. So basically event handling is works based on the user's actions and user's input. User can give input as like a text box input, or user can click a button, user can click a double click a button. So it starts with user action. Based on the user action, event is generated. It may be single click or double click or text input. So the generated event is sent to the listener event. So listener event listens for the event generation, and based on the event generation, listener event works and gets the functions from the Swing header files or Swing interfaces. Here is certain listener interfaces. There is an action listener. It handles the button click and form submission. There is a mouse listener. It handles the mouse controls. Mouse control may be right click or left click or double click or mouse overs or click and drag. Everything comes under mouse listener. And coming to key listener, it handles the physical keyboard stroke, and there is a window listener. Here is the simple example how listener functions are working. Now I'm moving to real-time applications of Swing. There are plenty of applications available using Java Swing. Here are some basic examples like finance, education, healthcare, as well as in retail. Apart from Java Swing, there are some other modern development utilities or development tools based on Java Swing are like JavaFX, web interfaces like React, Angular and Vue, and there are mobile user interfaces like Android framework, Flutter and React Native. Thank you, dear learners, for your patient listening. So let's see how specific Java components are working in the future videos. Thank you once again.